we always think that change is going to be in our direction, and change very often is not in our direction. It goes cattywampus over there in some new direction that we go, oh my God, what is happening here? Donald Trump was, to some extent, a revolutionary because he shook up things. He smacked a lot of interests and groups and offended, NATO and offended everybody else and slapped tariffs on the Chinese because they were misbehaving, which is something nobody had done effectively. Sometimes that's what happens. The Democrats have not done that since FDR. FDR was the other revolutionary. I mean, he changed a lot in the way the American system performed and what it did and what its priorities were. And so sometimes change occurs sort of without us noticing that it's changing pretty rapidly. But to, have a constitutional convention, write a new constitution, create a new government that is based on majority vote for president and so on. Yes, but we might end up with the Articles of Confederation. That's what I'm thinking. Right now, I'm thinking the Articles of Confederation would actually work pretty well because states are becoming more and more unique and different from each other rather than similar and unified under a kind of an American vision of what things should be like. California and Alabama don't have that much in common.
Well, that didn't scare the bejabbers out of you. What I'm going to bring up next, Will, because Doc was talking about Donald Trump. I don't know what he's reflective of. Nothing good as far as I'm concerned. But here's the other part of it. Chris Hedges, the guy that I follow that is great. I mean, the Pulitzer Prize winning author, the former war correspondent for the New York Times. I mean, go to Substack and check out Chris Hedges. Chris Hedges says that Donald Trump really is reflective, and this Roe v. Wade is a further extension of what's been coming down the tracks in America for some time that we're not being told about, that he's been sounding the alarm bell about for, I don't know, a decade at least, maybe longer. Here's the Substack article. Go to Substack and check out the Chris Hedges report. He writes, "Fascists in our midst. The Supreme Court rulings, including the overturning of Roe v. Wade, herald the ascendancy of Christian fascism in the United States." He says, blow by blow, the autocratic power is being solidified by this monstrous Christian fascism, which is bankrolled by the most retrograde forces of corporate capitalism. That would be Citizens United as an example, folks. It looks set to take control of the U.S. Congress in the midterm elections. Now, what he has been warning about for some time, Doc was talking about Trump. Chris Hedges says, okay, hang on to your seat. If Trump or a Trump-like clone is elected in 2024, and I mean, right now, folks, you could say it's a coin toss. He says if that happens, what is left of our democracy will likely be extinguished. Now, that's just one paragraph out of this article, but I want to encourage people to go back and take a look at that. I mean, that's what this guy's talking about, Christian fascism, and he cites a litany of things that have occurred. Roe v. Wade, just the most recent, which reinforce that perspective, Doc.